Welcome to the Level Up Your Band podcast, episode 5. Hello, and welcome back to the Level Up Your Band podcast. My name is Gavin Patterson, and I have Julian Pombo with me here.
Yep.
So, today we are recording in a different location due to the lovely COVID-19. I'm sure you've heard all about it by now.
The COVID what?
Oh,
What?
you've not heard of it?
No, I'm joking. Goodness sake. Yeah, it's a thing.
So,
It's a thing.
we're not recording in the comfort of the recording studio today. We're in Julian's house.
Yep.
So, we are now roommates.
Yep. For who knows how long, as long as this thing lasts. So, yeah, it's certainly, it's a thing. But so on the subject of good old COVID-19, that's what this episode's going to be about. Not really about, it's less about the disease and more just about the whole lockdown situation. So
Yeah, we had quite a few episodes planned in sequence, but we thought it would be good to release this sort of extra episode a little bit earlier than the usual Wednesday morning schedule.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to talk about how this situation is affecting musicians and anyone working in the creative arts, really.
Yeah.
Anyone that's not, deemed essential work is what we keep hearing. While lockdown is here, but there are things that you can do.
Yeah.
So Julian's got a really chaotic.
Yeah, it looks like the scribbles of a madman.
Yeah, so I'm not even going to attempt to read that. Yeah, that's not. I'm going to let him.
So, I've basically, or maybe I'll take a picture of it and I'll put it on the Instagram because it's hilarious. I like bubbles and webs and like doing things quite kind of graphically.
Oh,
So
I'm a bullet point kind of guy.
bullet point. So I've got here a big bubble that says what to do when in quarantine or what to do in quarantine. It is disheartening, the situation that we're in. Just because, especially if you're like me, like the majority of my income was coming in from like gigging. Can't do that.
No.
Really, yeah, or not in the traditional sense anyway. So I've kind of compiled like little lists and a little sort of like branches or whatever, and we'll just go through kind of each one. So the first one is one of the most important things you can probably do while you're sitting in your house is you've got a lot of extra time to learn something. Right. I suppose maybe that's the first thing we should start off with is that this isn't a holiday.
No.
Because if it is, it's a morbid holiday.
Yeah. There's only so much time you can sit and watch Disney Plus and
play video games and whatever, sit about.
By all means do that, but not all the time.
Yeah. So you need to keep your mind busy and
Totally.
you can learn. What can you learn? Well, more specifically, maybe music business. There's this really cool podcast. It's called How to Level Up Your Band. So there's just look up. There's little resources there. There's also like there's books that you can go and.
Well, yeah, there's countless things out there. It's basically just trying to, like was it the last episode?
Mm-hmm.
So the episodes that we're releasing just now it's the 5-part series. Just the key things of how to essentially level up your band. and we'll be talking about this in future episodes of things like mindset. Still to come. Recorded in the bag, ready to be released. But those podcasts go into how to stay sort of positive, keep creative, and I think that's got to be the most important thing at this time. Because it can feel like I've lost like all my income. If you do music for a full-time thing, I know some people who have been let go of their teaching job or whatever. Say a independent music tuition, no longer any income from that, or in a wedding band like myself. I know I've lost maybe 15, 16 gigs or something, £2,500 of income gone. Who knows when that'll be rescheduled, or that's just immediately wiped from the calendar. Not to mention the recording studio is completely closed for the time being. So I am podcasting. That's basically all I'm doing at the moment, and the odd bits and pieces. But that's been good because I now have so much free time I can dedicate to just putting out podcast episodes, especially I'm in the same house as you. So I'm kind of, there's ups and downs. I'm spending more time thinking about, how I can approach my own business and my own like playing. So when things get back to normal, I've got maybe an idea I've been working on. I know with Eriska, the band Julian and I are in, we've been thinking about all the different things we can do once this thing clears. We've got so many cool ideas, and we're in the middle of recording a new EP, and
which it's gonna have to take a back seat until it's kind of safe to go out again.
But we can still plan things.
Yeah, we can still plan things. Yeah. So just taking the time to learn new things, music business. If you're maybe if music theory isn't particularly your strong suit, spend a bit of time, learn a bit more. Learn how to read music. Learn about chords. Just stuff that can really like up your musicianship.
You've been putting off for years.
Stuff that you've been putting off, for sure. Sight reading, things like that. And this one goes out to singers actually. If you're just a singer in a band, now's the time. You have no excuse. You're not going anywhere. Now's the time to probably pick up an instrument.
If you haven't already. So guitar, piano, something like that, some kind of chordal instrument, because it will make you, it will just give you an edge, and it'll give you more of a, it's just an extra tool, that you can take into rehearsal, or, if you want to write music, it helps a lot already, to be able to just play and accompany yourself. Okay. So that's kind of the first one. It was just sort of like learning bubble that I kind of came up with. So, theory, an instrument, music business. On the more like, let's take it away from working at the moment. Take this time to maybe learn, I don't know, a new hobby or something. Or like for me, I need to get back into it actually. I took up whittling ages ago, and I kind of put it off, and now I'm just kind of getting back into it again. Excuse me, what's that?
Whittling. Yeah. You don't know what that is?
No.
Wood carving.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so it's wood carving with a knife basically. It's like the most primitive kind of wood carving. Yeah, like whittling spoons and that kind of stuff.
No, I've never heard of.
It's very soothing. I recommend it. It's good fun. It is good fun. Dangerous. You can slice your fingers. I did many times. So wear gloves. Be safe. Anyway, but now's the opportunity to do those kind of things.
Gardening.
Well, yeah, I guess. I suppose there isn't any rules yet about leaving, not being allowed to go into our gardens or anything. So 100%, take the time to do a bit of gardening. I need to do gardening. My garden's a mess. It's disgusting. Anyway,
I can wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's not our fault. Well, yeah. Next, this kind of goes back into the learning. This is just more about just working on yourself, really. Practice maybe seems obvious, but certainly for me, I've been trying to practice more, but before it was kind of difficult to find a time to where I could sit down and like actually properly practice, So now's a really good time to actually sit and shed some stuff and really work on your instrument, So take advantage of that. Take advantage of that time. So we were talking about income. Everybody's most self-employed musicians' income has taken a massive a hit. It's hard. Though the thing that I was quite lucky was that unlike some people that I knew that worked at music schools and things like that, I was teaching privately beforehand. So I was able to carry on those students over, and now I'm teaching them through Skype. So it's definitely a thing, and it's so easy to do. All you really need is, you need a computer. I assume most people have one, and an audio interface. And even then, if you don't have that, that's fine. So if you're teaching guitar, just use an acoustic guitar. Just because I teach bass as well, so just an audio interface with a vocal mic, like an SM58 or something similar, and then just go straight in.
Yep.
With your bass or your electric guitar, whatever you want to use, or your piano or whatever, and it's fine. Okay, so
you can still order things on Amazon, as far as I'm aware.
Yep.
We're speaking from Scotland, which is in lockdown currently. So even a laptop with a webcam has a built-in microphone.
Yeah.
So if you're teaching piano, you probably could get away with just using the inbuilt mic. But like you said, if you're teaching electric bass, then unless you've got an amp.
If you've got an amp, it's fine. Yeah, but
plugging in the DI out of the guitar straight into the preamp, the interface, and you can pick up we're recording the podcast right now on Julian's Scarlett something or other.
It's Scarlett Solo, which is like the most basic of audio interfaces.
90 quid or something.
Yeah, I think it was less than that. I got it on sale. I think it was like 70, 80 quid, but yeah, it's about £90.
Yeah.
And it comes with free recording software.
Oh.
That one comes with Pro Tools, but I hate Pro Tools, so I didn't download it.
Very controversial thing to say.
Oh, anyway. So there's that, Skype lessons. And on the subject of working, assuming your internet still works, live streaming. So
what kind of things can you live stream?
Well, the obvious one is gigs, really. That's the first one, Just set up a date, make a post, and then I've certainly seen a lot of like solo, like kind of singer-songwriters do this.
Even karaoke.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So they've just been like playing like, an hour set or something, and it's also a good opportunity for you to interact with your audience and stuff like that. But you can also, like you were saying, karaoke, like you could just do it like a proper. Well, I don't know about karaoke. I don't know if karaoke would work, but
I know someone who has done that.
Really?
They have a speaker system in their house, and they have backing tracks, and they sing along. They're just a solo singer, and they sing some covers or.
Oh right, okay, cool.
And just you could set it up as an event on Facebook, people to join, and then you can start the live stream at a specific time, and have people watching,
and then you can kind of turn it into a regular thing that people can tune into.
Every 2 nights or every 3 nights, this is going to happen.
Doesn't even have to be that. I know I've got a friend of mine. Unfortunately, I can't tune in because he live streams at the same time that I teach, which is kind of annoying. But I suppose I can. Well, that's the beauty of it, is that I can move all of that. So, but he does just like a meditation live stream. So like a guided meditation. Doesn't even have to be music, you know. If you want to live stream something else, like 100% go for it, you know. So set up a regular live stream of something.
There's also I've used it once before. There's a thing Cubase uses. I use the software Cubase for recording, and it offers online recording.
All right, okay.
Which is really cool. If you have Cubase and an interface, you can connect up with someone else and record over the internet.
Oh.
So they can download a program that connects up with the VST Cubase stuff. And when you say you want to record the audio from your house, and your guitarist friend wants to play on your track, he can set up his guitar into his interface. You hit record, which hits record on his computer, and then when he plays his guitar, the information from the guitar is sent through the internet onto your computer. So you can remote record. So you can record demos and stuff with your bandmates remotely. So you can still release demos, still make music over the internet.
Without even coming into contact with each other.
Exactly. So there are ways of, still releasing things. It might not be like the best thing ever. Even if it's just a little acoustic demo, you can even send it to a mixing engineer remotely. Once it's been recorded, you could send it to someone to be mixed and mastered and then released. I know the piano player Fergus McCready. He's just released something.
He released like a bunch of live, it's basically a live album. It's from a gig that I think he did up in, I want to say it was like Aberdeen.
And
something like that.
Did you see the artwork?
Yeah.
That he
it's
did?
Amazing.
Yeah, it's great. I think he just did it himself, didn't he?
A nice little Sharpie drawing.
Yeah, just like literally just a Sharpie. There you go, done. And it looks great. It's like it's got a DIY vibe, which I love. You can still you could sit and wallow and think, oh, how bad things are, or you can try and think of new ways and how to.
Yeah, totally.
At
the end of the day, one of the advantages, I guess, is that everybody's at home, so target them.
Yeah. Well, think how much consumption of entertainment media is happening right now. The most ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Potentially, there's a massive need for media and entertainment right now. People are bored.
It just goes to show how important it actually is.
Exactly.
It's not just a silly little thing that people like to do or whatever just for fun. We need it for civilization to function, because otherwise, what are you going to do? Just sit?
Come home from work and just sit.
Yeah, just come home from work and then just sit, eat some food, sleep. Wow, that sounds like fun. Anyway, so onto the topic of releasing. Yeah, so releasing demos. See if you've got an EP already, and you're planning an EP launch. Yeah, I don't know how to break it to you, but it's going to be a wee while before you do that. So just do it. Just release it. I had to do that with so I've got a duo with my fiance, and we recorded a short 15-minute EP.
It's absolutely fantastic.
And we recorded it last year.
You should go and listen right now. The band is called Two for Joy, and the album is called Anemoi, and it's based on Greek mythology.
Yeah. So it's like the sort of like wind gods of Greek myths is kind of what it's based on. Or it is what it's based on. But anyway, yeah, we had planned that we were going to we're going to record the second EP, and then we're going to release the two of them at once, and it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be really cool, and it's all going to be themed, and it's going to be great, and whatever. And then we kind of realized this happened, and we were like, well,
let's
just do it. So yeah, we just released it, and yeah, like a lot of other people are doing that too. Just, stuff that they had. They weren't planning on releasing it for at least like maybe a month or whatever. Just, the sudden realization of, I don't know when this is going to get released anymore. Might as well release it now. It's kind of happened. So if you're sitting on stuff, for sure, release it. If you're sitting on on videos or whatever, release that stuff too. And what else? Talking about releasing stuff. You can also take this time to just update your. Obviously, we were talking about live streaming before. You can take this time to update your social media, your website. Whatever you need to do. You're just keeping on top of that. Certainly. I mean, I'm not in charge of it in regards to Eriska or things like that, but I mean, we're not. None of us are gigging. None of us are really doing much. So now's a really good time to just sort of, clean up, I guess.
Yeah.
And just keep on top of it. I
think we've got an opportunity now we've got all this free time. That thing you were putting off, I wanted to start a YouTube channel like a year ago and I never got around to it. I wanted to, do guitar covers online or Instagram videos or start some channel releasing content of whatever, and you've always put it off. Well, now's your chance to sit down and just do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Start.
Yeah.
That was certainly how I was maybe end of last year. I've always thought about starting a podcast. So, well, in the last year anyway, it was a thing in the back of my mind. I was like, So I think it was round about October last year. And I was like, I think I should start a podcast. I've got a lot of knowledge about bands and stuff, and I think a lot of people would like this. And I didn't wait around. I kind of kept the ball rolling, because the idea was fresh. It was like, I'm just going to keep going strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
Effectively. And if you sometimes sitting on an idea too long can be a little bit bad.
Yeah, because it will just fizzle away into nothing, or that, it's
just an idea.
It can become a danger, and then it just becomes an idea. That reminds me of exactly what you just said there. Reminded me of a book. I think I told you to go listen to it. Now is a good time to listen to audiobooks, and this one isn't. This one isn't necessarily a very long one. It's about 4 hours. It's called The Alchemist. Some of you guys might have already heard about it before, but it's basically that exact same idea of don't sit on a dream for too long, because then it will just become that. It just becomes a dream. It becomes a concept rather than just an actual attainable thing. So, go listen to that. It's excellent, and it'll cheer you up, especially during these kind of like less than cheery times, I guess.
Yeah, you need purpose,
but at the same time, this isn't. So talking about keeping the ball rolling. This situation isn't gonna last forever.
No.
So keep on planning gigs. Keep in touch with your band members. Plan ahead for rehearsals and
writing
music and just planning that kind of stuff. Just don't let that, don't let that kind of thing go. Like keep going with it. And the same with like, for example, with my wedding band and stuff, we're still keeping in. We're not necessarily practicing or writing any music, but we're still keeping in touch and just making sure, just checking up on each other. I suppose that's the other really important thing is that I was going to touch on this in one of the later episodes that we were going to record, but it is important, is that when you are in a band, you're basically forming a kind of second family, and you should be looking after each other, especially now. Imagine it with your real family. It's not like something bad would happen and then you wouldn't be in touch with them, or like you wouldn't talk to them. Like for example, like I'm keeping in touch with my parents as much as possible. I should say that I do keep in touch with them on a regular basis. This isn't just a special occasion just because we're all sick and stuck in the house. I do keep in touch with them regularly, but I still, I just make sure how they're getting on, and do the same with your band members. Just a little like, hope you guys are okay, or whatever, or like in, I don't know,
a group Skype call.
Memes.
Memes
are excellent. Memes are a great way of keeping
there's so many
depression at bay. There's
so many COVID-19 memes.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a go-to thing to rip the out of. So, yeah, just do that. Think about each other. Well, we talked about thinking about yourself and what you can do, but think about everybody else in this kind of time as well.
Totally.
Can't think of. I'm just looking at my crazy ramblings. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. If there's anything I've missed. I think we kind of touched on.
Yeah. If there's anything that anyone is needing help with or needs advice or whatever, feel free to get in contact with us.
We might know something, or maybe we can put you in touch with somebody who knows something.
Yeah.
So
I know, like, with regards to self-employed funding and all that stuff, people who rely on this sort of stuff for income, I'm not entirely sure what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know. I know. Obviously, we mentioned we live in Scotland. Our Prime Minister is setting out. I think he's going to be talking. They've come up with some kind of like financial sort of aid,
like a weekly...
and they're going to release it. They're going to actually lay it out today. About we're recording this on a Thursday, so Thursday 5 p.m. So dating episodes, yeah. So by the time this comes out, we'll probably already know what the thing is. But it might be some kind of like small, like weekly or kind of like
income
just to keep us all self-employed folk ticking along. So.
Who knows? But there are multiple ways that you can use technology and your skills to try and deliver to your potential customer. Whether you want to teach, do Skype lessons, whether you want to do remote recording or remote mixing. Maybe you want to learn a little bit about recording and DAWs and learn a bit about Pro Tools or Cubase. You can offer some services online. There's umpteen different things that you can diversify in.
If you can think of it, you can probably do it.
Yeah.
Basically.
But if not, then hopefully there'll be some support out with whatever you can do on your own, because obviously there's in some situations you can't do online. For example, I can't record bands online.
No.
I can mix bands online.
Mm-hmm.
Bands can send me recordings that they've already done and I can mix it remotely.
Yeah.
But setting up a drum kit and all that, unless the person recording the drums is the drummer and
they know what they're doing.
And they know what they're doing. And but I always like to have a whole band, playing together.
Yeah, or as close to a whole band as you can. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up what we were wanting to say about the current situation. And like I said, if you want to get in touch,
please do.
Yeah,
we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we've got the website, obviously, and
it's all Level Up Your Band. So
Level Up Your Band,
all the same.
Yeah,
you'll see that little snare drum logo.
Send, slide into our DMs. We don't mind. It's all good. You can do that.
Yep. Julian will answer. No. No, we are both. We will both reply or try our best to reply.
One of us will reply anyway.
Yeah.
We're both stuck with each other for the foreseeable future. So
yeah. So the next podcast will be back to the 5-part series releasing on Wednesday.
Scheduled programming.
Yep. This is a little outlier episode, which will release. Maybe Friday, Saturday, I'm not sure yet.
Something like that.
That's whatever date that is. The 25th,
26th.
Today's the 26th.
Is it?
Of March, yeah.
Whoa, I've lost track of time.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yes.
So, 28th.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe this Saturday. I don't know. We'll see. I now need to painstakingly go through all the pre-recorded episodes and change all the episode numbers to slot this one in. But hey, I've got nothing else to do.
Woo! Anyway.
Okay. So the next episode you will hear will be part 4,
part 5, part 6.
No,
what?
There's this 5-part series. What are we on?
We are on part. I think it's part 3. Because there's 4 episodes. First one was an intro. Man, we are so...
Hold on. Okay. Yeah, so the next episode you will hear will be part 3 of the 5-part series that we're starting.
Right.
And part 3 will be on recording.
Yeah.
I'm kind of certain. It's either recording or performing. I can't remember which way around
I think it's recording.
And then performing.
Yes.
I don't know. We recorded it ages ago.
I know, it's definitely recording. I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to wrap it up now and see you later.
Bye.
Bye.